Jamaicans say the opposition People's National Party's performance has worsened since Mark Golding took the helm from former President Dr. Peter Phillips. The latest RJ Gleaner John Anderson poll also shows that most Jamaicans think the new opposition leader is performing poorly in the job. Milton Walker has the details of the survey conducted island-wide from August 19 to September 3 among 1,003 Jamaicans.
The People's National Party has been struggling in the polls from as far back as early 2019, resulting in Manchester Central Member of Parliament Peter Bunting challenging for leadership of the People's National Party in September that year. Mr. Bunting lost the contest, but the negative public perception continued to dog the PNP, culminating in a trouncing by the Jamaica Labour Party in last September's general election. Dr. Peter Phillips immediately announced he would be stepping aside, clearing the way for a new leader. However, pollster Don Anderson says the new leader, Mark Golding, has not helped the perception of the PNP since the last poll was done in July 2020.
And the poll that we completed a few weeks ago, those numbers shifted unimaginably, because we then had a 19% who thought that the performance of the People's National Party as an opposition was very poor, compared to 33% who thought it was poor, for a combined negative of 52 percentage points. That is 9 percentage points more than it was in July last year. What about the positives? We had 8% who thought it was good, and only 2% who thought the party's performance was very good. So we have a combined positive of 10%, a combined negative of 52%, and a combined positive of 10%. So in fact, when you compare last year's performance with this year, there's an increase in the gap between the negatives and the positives. So more persons felt negatively towards the People's National Party and their performance than did last year, July, this time.
In the meantime, Mr. Golding's rating as opposition leader is similarly poor. Last July, 46% of those surveyed viewed Dr. Phillips's performance as poor or very poor, 38% as average, and 16% as good or very good. Mr. Anderson says Mr. Golding's numbers are worse.
When you look at July 2020, just before the elections in September, the best performing opposition spokesperson was Peter Bunting at 22 percentage points. He was followed by Lisa Hanna at 20 percentage points, Fitz Jackson at 16 percentage points, and Mark Golding at 14 percentage points. The only four of the opposition spokespersons who scored double figures. We fast forward to August 19, September 3rd, 2021, and the readings are significantly different. 10% rated Crawford as the best performing opposition spokesperson. He was followed by Lisa Hanna, 8 percentage points, and Mark Golding, the current leader of the opposition, has 8%.
Pollster Don Anderson. The poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. Milton Walker, Radio Jamaica News.
And most Jamaicans appear to be clueless about the work of the opposition spokespersons. The RJ Gleaner John Anderson poll found that 54% were unable to say who they thought was the best performing opposition spokesperson. Mr. Anderson says most of those who named a top performer said culture and entertainment spokesman Damien Crawford.
When you look at July 2020, just before the elections in September, the best performing opposition spokesperson was Peter Bunting at 22 percentage points. He was followed by Lisa Hanna at 20 percentage points, Fitz Jackson at 16 percentage points, and Mark Golding at 14 percentage points. The only four of the opposition spokespersons who scored double figures. We fast forward to August 19, September 3rd, 2021. And the readings are significantly different. 10% rated Crawford as the best performing opposition spokesperson. He was followed by Lisa Hanna, 8 percentage points, and Mark Golding, the current leader of the opposition, has 8%.
Mr. Anderson says the fact that 54% of persons could not name a best performing opposition spokesperson is telling.
Whereas in the July 20 poll, we had almost 100% responses. In the August poll, we had a 54% non-response. People couldn't identify who was the best performing host. And it's another signal, it's another message that needs to be conveyed. 54% of the persons interviewed in the August 19 to 3rd September poll couldn't identify anybody to be the best performing opposition spokesperson. Noticeable against the July poll last year, election time, when we had zero non-response on that question.
Posted on Anderson. And Mr. Crawford also topped the list of worst performers with 4% of persons giving his name, followed by Peter Bunting, Lisa Hanna, Anthony Hilton, and Dr. Maurice Guy. And a majority of respondents to the RJ Leader Don Anderson poll said they did not believe the conflicts within the party can be resolved soon. The party has been divided between the One PNP and Rise United camps since the bitter leadership challenge in September 2019. Last July, almost 8 out of 10 Jamaicans surveyed said they believed the party was still divided. Mr. Anderson says a different question was asked this year.
Because we then asked persons in the August 19 to September 3rd poll, do you think, and this is in recognition of the fact that they still believe, and there's been evidence that there's been still disunity within the People's National Party. So in August 19 to September 3rd poll, we said, do you think the People's National Party can sort out its internal difficulties soon? And probably heartening to note that 41% of all persons interviewed said yes, they believe they can sort it out soon. But 59% doubt it very much. And that's the extent to which people feel that the People's National Party is so disunited, it might be difficult for them to do so.
Posted on Anderson.